Okay, so in section 5.3, we are talking about how a function is a relationship in which one quantity depends on the value of the other. Just like I said, kind of like your car, how far you drive depends on how much gas you put in. So your input would be the fuel, the output would be the number of miles. So in these situations, they are going to give you an equation. We're going to call this equation a function. Okay, so don't be alarmed by the different usage of that word. Basically, the tables have 4 columns usually. We have an input column where we have what our values of x are. We have the rule, so that's kind of on the other side of the y. Then what do we get when we put in those x values? And then the last column, we put them together in an ordered pair, so they're easy to see. So in this one, I encourage you, actually, I like to write them all out at one time. So I do this because then I can see if I made a mistake at all. Bless you. When you are finished, you should see that the inputs were the only thing that changed. Everything else in the equation stayed exactly the same. Okay, so now you're going to do the calculation. So we have 3 times a -2, which would give us a -6. -6 plus 2 would give you an output of a -4. 3 times -1 is a -3. -3 plus 2 is a -1. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So then we're going to write in the last column here, we're going to put them together. Please make sure that you do the x value first and then the y value. The input was -2, the output was -4. The input was -1, the output was -1. The input was 0, the output is 2. The input is 1, the output is 5. Now, once you have those ordered pairs, you can go to your graph and we can plot these ordered pairs just like we did in section 5.1. So -2, -4, -1, -1, 0, 2, and 1, 5. And I'm just going to connect my points here. In this particular case, we have a straight line. They are not all going to be straight lines. I will warn you. Okay. So we're going to do another one together. And it's actually just really simple. If they don't give you an input, I always choose the numbers -2 to +2. But I think on your homework, they give you the input every time. Okay. So when I put the rule here is y equals x squared. One thing is when you put a -2 in for x, the x is squared. So if x squared means x times x, if x is -2, that means -2 times -2. Okay, so make sure that we're thinking about it like that. Negative times a negative would give us a positive. So 2 times 2 is a +4. -1 squared, -1 times -1 would be a +1. 0 squared would be 0 times 0, which is 0. 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1. And 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. I was able to drop my parentheses because I didn't have any negatives. So now my ordered pair is going to read -2, 4, -1, +1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. And we're going to plot our points here. So -2, +4, -1, +1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 2, 4. So this shape is actually called a parabola. And as you advance in your math career, you'll be able to plot these different equations or these different functions without using a table. That's something that you learn more as an 8th grader. So